falling, and I was really struggling with who am I now? What do I know? Every I can look back on so many of the choices that I've made in my life are all related to my upbringing, and um, good and bad decisions were all kind of focused around the doctrines that I was raised in, and who am I if I don't have those, and where do I go from here, and um, just really really lost for a little while on many many levels, and I spent just too many days in a row just gathering information. And I don't recommend that. I recommend to take it a little slower, because I think that's part of why I went so crazy so fast and just about lost my mind, because it was just the information was coming in so fast, and I just couldn't stop. And, my husband and I have like a running joke that when we really latch onto something we're passionate about, and we try to learn as much as we can. There was an old commercial years ago, and some guy was out on his computer, and he's like, "Well, I reached the end of the internet," and that's always been kind of a joke with us. So when we get something where we really sink our teeth into, and we're going to study it until we reach the end of the internet, and so he usually gets up before me. But while this was going on, I was up at the crack of dawn and on the computer, and had all my books out and all this stuff that I was looking at, and my Bible and my concordance, and and all these things out that I was using. And he would just get up and go, "More research?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I haven't reached the end of the internet yet." And so I was really mass consuming information. And like I said, I don't recommend that. I really recommend to take your time. And unfortunately, I had too much time on my hands. I'm usually quite busy, and I had too much time on my hands, so I devoted it all to research, which was tough. But on the upside is it's a lot of it's now out of the way, and every time I look at something new, it's just like, well, that's nothing new, or that doesn't surprise me, and so I am really kind of getting past that. But if you're struggling with, losing your identity, we're out here. We know. We know exactly what that's like. If you're struggling with, accepting what you're being told is wrong, we know. We've been there too. And there's a lot of us out here. So, I really, really recommend freeminds.org. I really recommend getting on some sort of message support board. They're extremely helpful. And just being able to talk to people. I was just watching a video just this morning on some, meetup barbecue that they had, and I was absolutely cracking up. They were talking about the new order, and how people are going to be walking around naked and going to the space. And don't laugh too hard, because I'm one of those space people, and I just love the idea of the possibility of going into space. So yeah, so I know people are laughing now, and but yeah, I loved all the little stories. And what was cracking me up was because it's so funny to hear other people talking about the private thoughts that you've carried around in your head that you don't share with anybody. It's just really kind of weird. So, yeah, there are a lot of us that really, really do understand. And as for why, we get on the boards and we get on these videos is, there was a video poster, and I can't remember his handle, but he said it the best I've heard is, I've escaped the burning building, but that does not free me of the obligation of trying to save the others. And that's exactly how I feel. Looking into the organization from the outside, it is much clearer to me how destructive this is, and how harmful it is, and how many people are really lost and really... I can't live with myself if I don't at least try. Whether you listen to me or not, it's none of my business. Whether you think I'm a big jerk or not, again, none of my business. But I feel the responsibility to at least try. And, you know, I'm the one that has to look at myself in the mirror, and I'm the one that has to sleep at night. And if I don't put forth what I feel is an active effort to at least try and help somebody, um, you know, I won't be able to do those things. And so it is important to me to at least try. While I was on the inside, you know, it was different. But you're looking at, you know, you're looking at the Bible through a keyhole, and you're looking at the organization through a keyhole, and you're looking at everything through this little keyhole that they have given you. And all of a sudden you get outside the organization and you see the big picture, and it's like, oh my God, I have to help somebody. I have to help them. You know, the building's on fire. They're choking on the smoke, but I can't get them to see that there's a fire. So again, it's a moral obligation for me. And some of my videos in the future, I'm sure, will be sarcastic, and I do tend to have kind of a dry sense of humor and a sarcastic sense of humor, and a little off-color sense of humor. So, right, I notice through my videos I'm starting to loosen up a little bit, and more of my personality is starting to come out. The first video I was very scared, and it was my first video, and I couldn't believe. I have no problem talking to people. I have no problem getting in front of people and giving lectures to, you know, big audiences, but there's something weird about talking to a camera that's kind of freaking me out. And the first video that I did, I was extremely nervous, and I found it, you know, quite comical that I was so afraid to talk to a camera when I can talk to a brick wall for 4 hours and not have a problem. So it was a little weird, but I am noticing that I am relaxing a little bit. And so you will be seeing more videos from me, because again, I feel like, you know, it's a responsibility that I have, because I've been inside, I'm now outside, and I can see, and so I can't not try. And so think of me what you will, but that's, like I said, I have to live in my own skin, so that's what I feel like I have to do. So I just wanted to share that. I don't know if it's helpful to anybody, and I don't know if anybody's even going to watch it, but it has been helpful to me, and I do appreciate you watching if you are watching, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.